In the early 80s, a group of the JRC board members really were forward-thinking about realizing that not everyone needed to be in a residential setting, and many people would prefer to age in their own home. And they came up with the concept of the Adult Day Health Center. When the day center opened in 1982, it was called the Shapiro Rudolph Adult Day Center, named in honor of Sam Shapiro and Lou Rudolph, who were really instrumental in bringing the concept to fruition. The day center was built as an addition to the original JRC structure. It was completely attached, so people could move freely back and forth, and the day center clients could use many of the amenities of the JRC. And it was just an exciting time to see the day center develop.
In the early 90s, we were looking what would our next steps be. The board took a look at needs in the area, and we decided that there was a need for assisted living in our community.
I became president of the JRC in '92 through '94. And during that time, we actually realized that Swampscott was too small, so we decided to look for a location somewhere nearby in the North Shore where we could build an assisted living facility. We found the Peabody site, and we were delighted because not only was it so close to Swampscott, but also it had a tremendous potential for development.
I was asked by the board to serve as chair with Lou to build Woodbridge. And by doing that, basically we reported to the board with the bank and the financing, and we built the first new assisted living here on the North Shore.
Back in the early 90s, the assisted living was not common as it is today. And I think we broke ground in 1994 and opened it in April of 1996.
There is nothing like this here on the North Shore, but we knew that years ago, that if we were going to do it, that it had to be the best.
We wanted something that gave you a residential feel, not an institutional feel. And so when people would approach, they'd see something that could be their home. And I honestly believe when people come to assisted living, they live longer because they're having a better time.
View Centers for Living is just an extension of its history. None of that mission that drove the inception of that first home have changed 65 years later. The only thing that has changed is the environment, and the environment must change. The environments have to change with time. They have to be updated. People's desires, people's needs change with generations. And what we've done is we've just offered this new environment to meet the needs of the current generation.